javanas last week. Javanas that run for only one, for 2 times, or 2 or 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 or 7 times, and many times. So today you have the sheet with you, and so it's easy. And then we began the study of individuals. So we'll begin with the individuals today. Now there are 12 kinds of individuals. And first, we'll make ourselves familiar with these 12 types of individuals. So please look at the sheet handed out today. Puggalas and Chetas. Right. The Pali word is Puggala. So it means individual. So there are 12 types of individuals, and the first is Dugati Ahituka. Dugati means unhappy destination. That means 4 woeful states. And Ahituka here means those whose patisanti ceta, whose relinking ceta is ahituka. Now, how many ahituka cetas are there which function as patisanti, bhavanga, and chuti? 2. Santiranas, right? Yeah. So there are 2 santiranas. One is the resultant of akusala and the other of kusala. Now, dukiti ahituka persons have santirana, which is the resultant of akusala, as patisanti ceta. People are those who are born in hell, animal kingdom, hungry ghosts, and asura ghosts. And they are always putojana. So putojana means ordinary persons or unenlightened persons. Now I put the putojana, the word putojana, between brackets, because actually we don't use the word putojana when we want to describe dukati ahituka person, because dukati ahituka person is always a putojana, so it is understood or implied. But in order for you to make sure to understand clearly, I put them in brackets. So when we talk about what kind of individual experiences, what kind of chetas, we do not say dukati ahituka putojana, because when we say dukati ahituka, putojana is already understood. And then the next person is sukati ahituka. Sukati means happy destiny. So sukati means human realm, Deva realm, and Brahma realms. So they are called sukati, happy destination. And then ahituka. So here also they are patisanti citta. Relinking consciousness is from ahituka cittas. That means santirana, the resultant of kusala. Here also we just say sugati ahituka, because if a person is ahituka, he is always a putojana. And then the third one is dvihituka. Dvi means two. So Dvihetuka means whose Patisandhiceta is accompanied by two roots, and they are Alobha and Adosa. Now there are 6 roots, right? 3 Akusala roots and 3 Kusala and Abhyagata roots. So here Dvi, two means 2 from good roots. So Alobha and Adosa. So those whose Patisandhiceta is accompanied by Alobha and Adosa are called Dvihetuka person. If he is a Dvihetuka person, he is definitely of Sukati. And also he is definitely a Puthojana. So when we say just Dvihetuka person, we mean he belongs to Sukati and he is a Puthojana. And then the next one is Tihetuka Puthojana. Here we need to say Tihetuka Puthojana, not just Tihetuka, because there are Tihetuka Puthōjanas and Tihetuka noble persons, Ariyas. So here we need to say Tihetuka Puthōjana. If he is a Tihetuka Puthōjana, he is already in Sukati. So we don't need to say Sukati Tihetuka Puthōjana. Now Tihetuka means those whose Patisandhiceta is accompanied by 3 roots. And these 3 roots are Alobha, Adosa and Amoha. And then the next person is Sotapanna. So when we say Sotapanna, we don't need to say Sukati Tihetuka, because only Tihetuka persons can become Sotapanna. And Sotapanna means a person from the moment of Sotapati Phala, immediately after the moment of Sotapati Magga. At the moment of Sotapati Magga, he is called a Maggata. So at the bottom of the page you see the line, and bottom line you see the word Maggata. So he is called a Maggata person. But from the moment of Phala until he reaches the next Magga, he is called a Phalata person. And also he is called Sotapanna, Sagadagami, Anagami and Arahant. So a Sotapanna means a person from the moment of Phala following Sotapati Magga until he reaches the next stage, next higher stage. The next person is Sakadagami. You already know who Sakadagami is. So we don't say Sukati Tihetuka because they are Sukati Tihetuka. And then next person, Anagami, the same. From the Anagami, first moment of Anagami Phala until he reaches the next higher stage. And then the last one is Arahant. Arahant is always, he always belongs to Sukati, and he always has 3 roots accompanying his Patisandhiceta. So Arahant is a person from the moment of first Arahata Phala until his death. Now we will try to find out how many Chetas can arise in these individuals, these types of individuals. And in the manual, it's not so not so easy, not so clear. So just look at the sheet. Now, Dukati Ahituka, those born in hell and so on, they cannot have Kiriya Javanas. Now, first let us say, they cannot have Appana Javanas. Now, you know Appana Javanas. Rupavajra Kusala, Arupavajra Kusala, and Lokutra. Now we will take Lokutra Jeta as 8 today. So these are called, Rupavajra Kusala, Rupavajra Kiriya, Arupavajra Kusala, Arupavajra Kiriya, and Lokutra Jetas. So they are called Appana Javanas. So these persons cannot have Appana Javanas because they are born as Ahituka. They are born with Pratisandiceta, which is not accompanied by any of the Hetus. So those that are born as Ahituka, Dukati Ahituka, and also actually Sukati Ahituka, cannot have Appana Javanas in that life. That means they cannot get jhanas, they cannot get enlightenment in that life. Because the resultant consciousness, which functions as the relinking consciousness for them, is actually an obstacle to reaching Appana Javanas, obstacle to reaching jhanas and enlightenment. Since they do not have Appana Javanas, they do not have Kiriya Javanas also. Kiriya Javanas are experienced only by Arahants. Since they cannot have Appana Javanas, they cannot become Sotapannas, Sagadagamis, Anagamis, and Arahants. So they cannot have Kiriya Javanas. And then they cannot have Jnana Sampayukta Vipakas. Now, Jnana Sampayukta Vipakas flow from Kamavajra Vipaka, and then Rupavajra, 5 Rupavajra Vipakas, 4 Arupavajra Vipakas, also Phalas, but they are already taken by Kiriya Javanas and Appana Javanas. So they cannot have Jnana Sampayukta Vipakas. And also they cannot have Jnana Vipayukta Mahavipakas. You know Mahavipakas. Which are the Mahavipakas? Kamavajra Vipaka 8, right? They are called Mahavipaka. The Kusalas are called Mahakusala, Vipakas are called Mahavipaka, and Kriya are called Mahakiriya. So they cannot have Jnana Vipayukta Mahavipaka also. That means they cannot have any of the Mahavipakas, right? They cannot have Jnana Sampayukta Vipakas, they cannot have Jnana Vipayukta Mahavipakas. So that means they cannot have any of the 8 Mahavipakas. Okay. So Dukati Ahituka, how many Chetas can arise in them? How many Chetas can they experience? You need to have this card, and then you strike out what is said to be not arising in those individuals. So let's say Kiriya Javana. So what will you strike out from the 89 types of consciousness? Kiriya Javanas. Hasitopada, and then Kamavajra Kiriya 8, Rupa Vajra Kriya 8, Arupa Vajra Kriya 8. Right? Sorry, Rupa Vajra Kriya 5 and Arupa Vajra Kriya 4. Okay. And then Appana Javanas. So in addition to them, what? Rupa Vajra Kusala 8, I mean,
5.
Rupa Vajra Kusala 5, Arupa Vajra Kusala 4, and Magga and Phala 8. And then Jnana Sampayuta Vipakas. So from Mahavipakas, you strike out Jnana Sampayuta 4, and then Jnana Vipyuta Mahavipakas. So how many remain? How many chetas remain?
37.
37, right? 12 akusalas, 17 ahitukas, and 8 kamavajra vipakas. So they experience only 37 types of consciousness, or only 37 types of consciousness can arise in their mind. So this is for Dukati ahituka persons, animals, and those who are reborn in hell as hungry ghosts and asura ghosts. Okay, next, Sugati Ahetuka. Again, they cannot have Kiriya Javana simply because they are not Arahants. And they cannot get Appana Javanas because their Padisandhi is such that they cannot get Appana Javanas in that life. And they cannot have Jnana Samyuta Vipakas also because they are born as Ahituka. Right? So they cannot have Jnana Samyuta Vipakas. So how many to strike out? Again, Kiriya Javanas. Kama Vajra Kriya 8, Rupa Vajra Kriya 5, Arupa Vajra Kriya 4. Appana Javanas. Rupa Vajra Kusala 5, Arupa Vajra Kusala 4, all Lokotras. And then Jnana Sampayuta Vipakas. So 4 from Kama Vajra Vipaka. Right? So how many?
41.
41. 37 plus 4. So only 41 types of consciousness arise in minds of Sugati Ahituka individuals. Now Sugati Ahituka individuals are those who are human beings who are born blind, deaf, and so on, and also some kind of Vedas or ghosts. Now we will study about them in the 5th chapter. So for Sugati Ahituka individuals, there are only 41 types of consciousness. So I think you need to have copies of these, many. Good. And then you just strike out what they cannot have. Then you get what they can have. Then next one is Dvihetuka. So those who are born with 2 roots, as a human being or as devas, they are Sukiti. They cannot have Kiriya Javanas. They cannot have Appana Javanas. They cannot have Jnana Sampayuta Vipakas. So they also have how many types of consciousness? 41.
41.
The same. So Sukati Ahituka and Dvihetuka persons have the same number of types of consciousness. 41. Okay. Next, what? Tihetuka Puthojana. So Tihetuka Puthojana cannot have Kiriya Javanas. Kama Vajra Kriya 8, Rupa Vajra Kriya 5, Arupa Vajra Kriya 4. And then all Lokutra Chetas. Oh, one more. Hasitobara, right? So Hasitobara, Kama Vajra Kriya, Rupa Vajra Kriya, Arupa Vajra Kriya, and all Lokutras. So how many?
54.
Akusala 12, right? Ahituka 17.
Right.
And Kamavajra Kusala 8, Kamavajra Vipaka 8, Rupavajra Kusala 5, Rupavajra Vipaka 4, Arupavajra Vipaka Kusala 4, Arupavajra Vipaka 4.
No.
How many?
54, but
63. Right? Altogether 63. We will come to that later. You know, in the manual it may be different. You get 63?
yes, 63.
63. Okay. Because here, Tihetuka Puthojana means Tihetuka Puthojana in Kamavajra, Rupavajra, and Arupavajra realm. If we mean only for those who are born in Kamavajra realm, there will be only
54.
54. But here we are taking Tihetuka Puthojana as all. Oh, 54 is for Kamavajra Tihetuka individuals only. No Kiriya. No Vipaka. We have to take out Vipakas. Kriyas are already taken out. Right? If they are born in Rupa Vajra and Arupa Vajra realms, they cannot have Rupa Vajra Vipaka or Arupa Vajra Vipaka. Right? So if we say Tihetuka Puthojana, we mean all Kama Vajra, Rupa Vajra, and Arupa Vajra. So we have to take 5 Rupa Vajra Vipakas and 4 Arupa Vajra Vipakas. But if we mean only Kama Vajra beings, then we have to take 9 out of 63. Huh?
54.
No, 54 for those who are born in Kama Vajra realm, 63 for those for all Tihetuka Puthojana. Okay. Then Sotapannas. Here also we will take Sotapannas as all kinds of Sotapannas, Kama Vajra, Rupa Vajra, and Arupa Vajra. For Sotapannas, Ditiketa Sampayuga Javanas, right? Sotapannas have eradicated Deity and Vichiketa. So 4 types of consciousness accompanied by Deity, wrong view, and Vichiketa accompanied by Vichiketa, altogether 5 from Akusala Chetas. They do not have. And then Kiriya Javanas. Since they are not Arahants, they do not have Kiriya Javanas. So Hasitopada, Kama Vajra Kiriya, Rupa Vajra Kiriya, Arupa Vajra Kiriya. And then Magga Chetas. Since they are Phala persons, they do not have Magga Chetas. So no Magga Chetas at all. And then 3 Appa Phala Chetas. That is, Sotapanna do not have Sagadagami Phala, Anagami Phala, and Arhata Phala. Simply because they have not attained it yet. So 7 from Akusala, right? 17 from Ahituka, and then Kamavajra Kusala 8, Kamavajra Vipaka 8, Rupavajra Kusala 5, Rupavajra Vipaka 5, Arupa Vajra Vipaka 4, Kusala 4, Arupa Vajra Vipaka 4. And then Sotapatti Phala. Let's take that as 1. So altogether
59 something.
59, right? Altogether 59. Please be reminded that we take logograph as only 8, not as 40. So that is for Sotapatti Phalata. If you know consciousness for Sotapatti Phalata, you know consciousness for Sagadagami Phalata, because Sagadagami Phala person or Sagadagami Magga person doesn't eradicate any more akusalas, any more kilesas, right? So they have the same number and the same type of consciousness that Sotapatti, Sotapanna individual said. So for them also 59 chetas. 7 from akusala, 17 from ahituka, kamajra kusala vipaka, rupa vajra kusala vipaka, arupa vajra kusala vipaka, and here for them Sagadagami Phala. No Sotapatti Phala, no Anagami Phala, and no Arahata Phala, right? So when a person reaches a higher stage, then the lower, the consciousness belonging to lower stages automatically vanishes for them. So Sagadagamis do not have Sotapatti Phala. And since they have not yet attained, they do not have Anagami Phala and Arhata Phala. So they can have only Sagadagami Phala. And Anagami. What does Anagami eradicate? Dosa, right? 2 dosa mula chetas eradicate totally. And also what is called kama raga, right? Desire for sense objects. Although they have eradicated desire for sense objects, they have desire for rupa vajra and arupa vajra realms. So they still have lobha. They do not have eradicated lobha altogether. But they have eradicated dosa altogether. So we subtract 2 more from the akusalas. So 4 deity gata vipayota chetas. And the last one, accompanied by Udhaja. Only 5. So 5 from akusala. And then 17 from ahituka. And then kamajra kusala vipaka, rupa vajra kusala vipaka, arupa vajra kusala vipaka, and then anagami phala. Right? No Sotapatti Phala, no Sagadagami Phala, because they have already vanished. And no Arhata Phala, simply because they have not attained it. So how many?
57.
59 minus 2, 57. So 57 for Anagami Phala persons. Okay, the last one, Arahant. Arahants do not have kusala javanas and they do not have akusala javanas. So no akusala. How many from ahituka?
18.
All 18. Very good. And then we strike out kusala javanas, right? So kamajra vipaka 8, kamajra kriya 8. And then rupajra kusala we strike out. So rupajra vipaka 5, kriya 5. And arupajra vipaka 4, Kiriya,
four.
4. And then the last one, Arahata Phala. So no Sotapatti Phala, no Sagadagami Phala, no Anagami Phala, and no Magga. So how many?
53.
53. Because they can have Hasitopala, right? But they do not have any of the akosalas. So 18 Ahiduka Chetas, 8 Kamajara Vibhaga, 8 Kamajara Kriya, 5 Rupavajara Vibhaga, 5 Rupavajara Kriya, 4 Arupavajara Vibhaga, 4 Arupavajara Kriya. And then last Arahata Phala, 1. So 53 types of consciousness experienced by Arahants. Now, we must understand that not all these types of consciousness are experienced by, say, by a particular Arahant or particular person. Because if Arahant has no jhanas, then he may not have Rupavajara Kiriya and Arupavajara Kiriya. Because Arahants can have jhanas and they can have no jhanas, right? Yeah. So first, this is very, very simple. If you want to go further, there are more complicated ones. So first, you understand this, right? Now all Makata individuals have only one Cheta. That's very easy. Because Makata person means the person at the moment of Maka Cheta. So there is only one Cheta for him. So for Sotapatti Makata, there is only one Cheta, which is Sotapatti Maka Cheta. For Sagadagami Makata person, Sagadagami Maka Cheta. For Anagami Maka person, Anagami Maka Cheta. For Arahata Phala person, Maka person, Arahata Phala Cheta. So they have only one Cheta. That's the easiest one. Yeah. Okay. Now once again, first one, Dukati Ahiduka. How many Chetas? 37. Sukati Ahiduka Cheta. Sukati Ahiduka individual. 41. Dviheduka. 41. Tiheduka Puthujana. 63. Sotapanna. 59. Sagadagami. 59. Anagami. 57. Arahant. 53. Okay. So please open the manual. On page 179. Guide to section 24. Those beings for whom the functions of rebirth, bhavanga and death are performed by either of the two types of investigating consciousness, accompanied by equanimity, have a rootless rebirth consciousness. Those for whom these functions are performed by one of the great resultants, dissociated from knowledge, jnana vipyuta, have a double-rooted dvihetuka, rebirth consciousness, the root of non-delusion or wisdom being present. That means only alobha and adosa, no amoha. In such beings, the functional javanas, kiriya javanas, which are exclusive to arahants, cannot arise. Nor can such beings attain absorption either by way of jhanas or the path. So these persons cannot tell whether it is correct or not. The only Chetas that can perform the role of registration for these beings are the three types of rootless investigating consciousness. That means through three Santiranas.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Huh?
I think correct.
You think correct? What about now? First, we must understand what is meant by for these beings. Both ahituka and dvihituka, or only ahituka.
Only.
Because this paragraph deals with ahituka and dvihituka persons, right? So when you say in such beings, we must take to mean both ahituka and dvihituka. So here also, for these beings, we must take to mean ahituka and dvihituka. So if it is so, it is not correct, right? Dvihituka persons can have four kamajra vipagas dissociated from knowledge, right? Right. So if you read in the next paragraph, the last 4 lines, in a woeful plane where the rebirth consciousness is invariably rootless, even two rooted great resultants do not perform the role of registration. That's correct. Only the rootless resultants can arise in this role. No, so it is contradiction here. So I think the first one, beginning with moreover, the only status and so on, is not correct. So, for dukati ahituka persons, only Santiranas can perform the function of the Dharamana, right? And also Sukiti ahituka persons. For Sukiti ahituka persons, yeah, I mean, Kamajara Vipaga dissociated from knowledge can also perform the Dharamana function, right? Then for Dvihituka persons also the same. And then supramundane javanas, Lokuttara javanas are experienced by the noble persons respectively. So respectively means only Sotabadi phala is experienced by Sotapanna, Sagadagami phala is experienced by Sagadagami, and so on. So a Sotapanna cannot experience Sagadagami phala, Anagami phala, Rata phala. Now in this section there are two terms you have to be familiar with. This or in next. Maybe in the next one. Sikha and asikha. Oh, here. Yeah. Section 25, page 180. Amongst those with triple-rooted rebirth consciousness, to arhants no wholesome or unwholesome javanas arise. Similarly to trainees and worldlings. Now, trainees, the Pali word for trainees is sikha. You have the word on page 179. Last but one line. Tatha Sikha Puttho Janana. Sikha. S-E-K-K-H-A. Sometimes it is spelled with only one K. So it can be Sikha or Sikha. Now, Sikha or Sikha means those who are still training, those whose training has not yet reached completion. So, such persons are called Sikha or Sikha. Here training means training as Magga and Phala. So Puthojana has nothing to do with it. And Sikha are those who have reached enlightenment, but who has not yet become Arahants. So if we take noble persons or enlightened persons to be 8 in number, then 7 are Sikhas, right? Sodapatti Maggatha, Sodapatti Phalatha, and so on, Arahata Phalatha, right? So these 7 persons are called Sikha or Sikha because their training has not yet come to completion. They are still training. If they are called trainees, what would we call Putthojanas? So it is a technical term. So. Okay. Now an Arahant is called Asikha. On page 180, section 26, the Pali verse Asikhana, right? So Asikha means non-Sikhas, or here also sometimes one K can be dropped. So Asikha or Asikha. And they are called those beyond training. That means those who have completed training, those whose training has come to completion, who does not have any more training to undergo. That means who have reached the highest stage of enlightenment, Arahants. So Arahants are called Asikha or Asikhas. Please note these two because when you read the translations of the discourses, you will find these terms, and you should understand what is meant by trainees and what is meant by non-trainees. Because if you do not know Abhidhamma, you do not know those. And if you do not understand clearly, then sometimes you may have wrong understanding of the discourse. So these two terms, please note, Sikha and Asikha, or Sikha and Asikha. Sikha means those who are still training, and they are the lower 7 noble persons. Asikha means who are not training, that means who have completed the training, and they are Arahata, Phalatha, or Arahants. And then, section 26, according to circumstances, it is said, those beyond training experience 44 classes of consciousness. Now, in our reckoning, how many? 53, right? So here, 44 means for those who are in Kama Vajra sphere. 4 means for those who are in Kama Vajra sphere. So for all arahants in general, we still have 53, right?
Right.
So 44 means 53 minus
Right.
9. Which are the 9? Rupa Vajra,
Vipaka.
Vipaka 5, and Arupa Vajra Vipaka 4. And trainees 56. Those you have to add up. Or you have to take out 9 and then add 1, 1, 1, 1. So altogether you have 56 for trainees. Now trainees are taken all together. Sotapannas, Sagadagamis and Anagamis. And the rest 54. And the rest means what? Putujanas, right? So they have 54. The details are given in the explanation or in the guide. So now you know. Now on page 181, just above the heading analysis by way of planes, there's a paragraph beginning with, these figures are for those in the sense sphere plane. Now, so these are for sense sphere plane only. But if we take for those of all planes, then we have to add Rupa Vajra Vipaka and Arupa Vajra Vipaka. And then there is a table on page 182. And there, oh yes. Now, this is just plain understanding of what we find in the manual. But we have to understand the Putojanas, Sotapannas and so on, who are born in Kamavajra plane, who are born in Rupa Vajra plane, who are born in Arupa Vajra plane. So, Tihetuka Putojana can be Kamavajra Tihetuka Putojana, Rupa Vajra Tihetuka Putojana, Arupa Vajra Tihetuka Putojana, right? And also Sotapanna, Kamavajra Sotapanna, Rupa Vajra Sotapanna, Arupa Vajra Sotapanna. The same with Sagadagami, Nagami, Arahant, right?
Right.
So, as though it were not enough, we have to add some more. That means a Putujana may get jhanas or he may not get jhanas. So a Putujana with jhana and without jhanas. A Sotapanna with jhana, without jhana. Sagadagami, Anagami and Arahant with jhana, without jhana. So we have Kamavajra Tihetuka Putojana with jhana. Also, we first say without jhana. And then Kamavajra Tihetuka Putojana with jhana. Rupa Vajra Tihetuka Putojana with jhana only. Right? Arupa Vajra Tihetuka Putojana with jhana only. Okay. Sotapanna. Kamavajra Sotapanna. With or without jhana, right? Rupa Vajra. With jhana. Kamavajra Sagadagami, Kamavajra Anagami, Kamavajra Arahant, with or without jhana, right? So if we go into these details, so we will have to make many cards. Now the one we have already done are for individuals in general, for Tihetuka Putujanas of all realms, for Sotapannas of all realms, and so on. But if we go into these details, then we'll have to make many more cards. You want to do that? Not right now, huh? Now, so suppose we try to find out Tihetuka Putojana without jhana and with jhana, right? So if he is without jhana, then we will have to take out the jhana consciousness, right? So from the Tihetuka, how many here? Tihetuka 63, right? So you take jhana consciousness out of them. And since they are the kama vajra, also vibhaga, rupa vajra and arupa vajra vibhaga changes. So then the number goes down. Now, the chart on page 182 does not differentiate between those without jhana and with jhana. So we can assume that they are for with jhanas or just for general. So now if you look at the chart, first, woeful, rootless rebirth consciousness, that means dukkati ahetuka, right? And then sense sphere plane, is 17 and 12 unwholesome, 17 rootless, 8 wholesome, right? Altogether that is 7. And then blissful rootless rebirth consciousness, sukhati ahetuka, 41. And then 2 rooted rebirth consciousness, dvihetuka, same as above. 3 rooted worldling, 54, right? So that is for those who have jhanas. So if for those who are without jhanas, minus 9. So 45, right? And then stream andra, sotapanna, 50. So if it doesn't get jhana, minus 9, 41. And Sakadagami, the same. Anagami, 48, minus 9, 39, right? Yeah. And Arahant, 44 here. 44, if he doesn't get jhana, 44 minus 9, 35. So you have to understand this. So, Tihetuka, 3 rooted warning, Tihetuka, with jhana, without jhana. The same with Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arahant, with jhana, without jhana. So the numbers given in the chart are for those with jhana. So if you want to know for those without jhana, you subtract 9 chaitans. Rupavajra Kusala and Arupavajra Kusala. For Arahants, Rupavajra Kiriya and Arupavajra Kiriya. So they become to 45, 41, 41, 39, 35. And with regard to fine material plane and immaterial plane, there is only one with jhanas, no without jhanas there. So if you have time, I think you make cards for those individuals, the different individuals. See, Kama Vajra Tihetuka without jhana, right? Kama Vajra Tihetuka with jhana. Kama Vajra Sotapanna without jhana, with jhana, and so on. So you get many cards. Okay, next we go to the last section, and that is a section called Bhumi Bheda, analysis by way of planes. It is strange that we have not yet studied the 31 planes of existence, but here the author is giving us, say, which type of consciousness arises in which plane. So in the sense sphere plane, all these foregoing cognitive processes occur according to circumstances. That means for Kama Vajra realms, all Viti Chetas arise. Oh, I don't have these cards. So, for Kama Vajra realm, how many Chetas? Now here also we must understand. The manual is saying Viti Chetas. That means no Viti Muda Chetas. So if we find out how many Viti Chetas can arise in Kama Vajra realm, we say 80. Right? But if we say how many Chetas can arise in Kama Vajra realm, we have to add Viti Muda Chetas also. Viti Muda means those that function as Patisandhipanga and Chuti. So in the Kama Vajra realm, all 89 types of consciousness arise. But if we say Viti consciousness, then we get only 80. You understand that? There are 89 types of consciousness, right? But there are Chetas that do not arise, that function as Patisandhipanga and Chuti, right? So when they function as Patisandhipanga and Chuti, they do not arise through any door, right? They are door free. So they are called Viti Muda, free from Viti, out of Viti. So when we say Viti Cheta, it means one thing, and when we say Viti Muda Chetas, or when we say just Chetas, it means a different thing. So here only Viti Chetas are mentioned in this manual because it is a chapter on Viti. So according to this manual, in the sense sphere plane, that means Kama Vajra plane, all these foregoing cognitive processes occur according to circumstances. So later on he will say 80, right? In section 29, in the sense we are playing according to circumstances, 80 kinds of process consciousness are found. Process consciousness means Viti Chetas. So 80 are found. And then in the fine material sphere plane, Rupa Vajra, all occur with the exception of javanas connected with aversion and registration moments. Now, dosa is the direct opposite of jhanas. So when there is dosa, jhanas cannot arise. And the Brahmas are those who gain jhana and then they are reborn as Brahmas. So for them, although they have not eradicated dosa altogether as Magad does, but by way of plane, by way of existence they are in, these two chetas are suppressed for them. So these two chetas do not arise in Brahmas. If you go back to the third chapter, you'll find that. Section on what to, section on basis. So, in the fine material or Rupa Vajra plane, with the exception of what? Javanas connected with aversion, two dosa mula chetas and registration moments. That means Tadharamana arise only in what? After Kamavajra Javanas, right? Two Kamavajra beings, and then when taking Kamavajra objects, right? There are three conditions. You remember? Go back in the manual. The Dharamana Niyama, right? Okay. Page what? 170. No, 175. Section 20. Registration occurs, they say, in connection with clear and very great objects when there is certainty as regards sense sphere javanas. Right? So registration or tadharamana arise only after kamavajra javanas. And then sense sphere beings, only to kamavajra beings. And sense sphere objects, only when taking kamavajra objects. So only when these three conditions are met can the dharamana arise. But here we are dealing with rupa vajra realm, so the dharamanas cannot arise. I left the cards. It's okay. So for Kamavajra realm there are 80 Viti Chetas. But how many Chetas? 89 Chetas. Oh yeah. Left hand. Then Arupa Vajra in the immaterial plane, with the further exception of the first part. Now if you remember the last section in the third chapter, Sotapatti Magga cannot arise in the Arupa Vajra realm. Right? Because Sotapatti Magga can be attained only through voice from others, right? Only through getting instructions. And Arubhajara Brahmas have no ear to hear the instructions. So there can be no Sotapatti Magga Cheta in the Arubhajara realm. And then fine material sphere consciousness. Rupavajra consciousness also, you cannot get Rupavajra consciousness in Arubhajara realm. Because they are lower Chetas and so they disappear. And then smiling consciousness, because they have no body. And they cannot smile. And the lower immaterial classes of consciousness. That means when you get to the second Arubhajara realm, you do not have first Arubhajara Cheta. And when you get to the third, then you do not experience first and second. When you get to the fourth, you do not experience first, second and third Arubhajara Chetas, because they are lower Chetas and they just disappear when you reach the higher stage. That is something like when you are promoted to another position, then the position you have been holding is not for you, right? So, in the immaterial sphere, no first path, no Sotapatti Magga, no Rupavajra Chetas, no Hasito Bara, and for each Arubhajara realm, no lower Arubhajara realm. And then in all planes, to those who are devoid of particular sense organs, cognitive processes, that means consciousness pertaining to cognitive processes connected with the corresponding doors, do not arise. That means if a person is devoid of ears, yes, eyes, then there can be no corresponding consciousness, right? So no seeing consciousness and so on. And in the Rupavachara realm, what bases are missing?
No tongue and body.
Nose, tongue and body. So for Rupavachara realm, we have to strike out. Nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, and body consciousness, right? Yeah. And also for in Kamavajra realms, if a person is born blind, then he cannot have seeing consciousness and so on. And to the non-percipient beings, that means mindless beings, there is absolutely no cognitive process whatsoever. So for mindless beings, there is no mind at all, no chaita, no cetasikas. Okay, so the summary is, for sense sphere plane there are 80. And for Rupavachara plane there are
64.
how many?
64.
64. And for Arupavachara plane there are
42.
42. Okay. Now, can we find out the 64? Because 80 and 80, it's easy, right?
Yeah,
80 means 89 minus
9.
Rupavachara Vipaka and Arupavachara Vipaka. So 64. What are the 64? How many from Akusala?
10.
10 from Akusala. And then from how many from Ahitukas?
12.
You 6, right?
Yes.
You
18,
take out 6.
Yeah, 12.
12. And then how many from Kamavachara Sobana? Kamavachara Kusala 8, Kamavachara Kiriya 8. And then Rupavachara, Kusala and Kiriya, and Arupavachara, Kusala and Kiriya, and 8 Lokutra Chetas. So 64. But if we say how many Chetas? Yeah, you add Rupavachara Vipaka 5, right?
5.
Yeah. 64 plus 5?
69.
69. And then Arupavachara, for the Arupavachara realm there are 42. What are the 42? 10 from Akusala, and then 1 from Ahituka. Which one? Manodwara Vajana. And then Kamavachara Kusala 8, Kiriya 8, and then no Rupavachara.
No.
Arupavachara Kusala 4, Kiriya 4, and then 7 Lokutra Chetas without Sotapati Marga. So 42. These 42 are the same as 42 mentioned in chapter 3, last section, right?
Right.
Yeah. But if we say just Chetas, we add how many? 4 Arupavachara Vipakas, right? Yeah. So this is something like a trap. So when we put questions, sometimes we say, how many chetas can arise? And then if you are not careful, you may say 42 or 64, and then you get wrong. So if you say how many viti chetas arise in Kamavajra or Rupavajra or Arupavajra plane, you mention only the viti chetas, no viti mutta chetas, right? But if you say how many chetas are there, then you put viti mutta chetas also. So viti mutta chetas are how many viti mutta chetas are there? Actually 9, right? Rupavajra Vibhaga 4 and Arupavajra Vibhaga. Rupavajra Vibhaga 5 and Arupavajra Vibhaga 4. Now, Kamavajra Vibhaga 8. When functioning as Patisani, Bhuvanga and Chudi, they are viti free. But they have other functions. Another function, right? What function? Kamavajra Vibhaga. The Dharamana function. So when they are performing the Dharamana function, they are not viti free. So you do not take out 8 Kamavajra Vibhagas, right? So 8 Kamavajra Vibhagas can be sometimes viti free and sometimes within viti, right? But 5 Rupavajra Vibhagas and 4 Arupavajra Vibhagas are always viti free because they have only
3 functions.
3 functions, Patisani, Bhuvanga and Chudi, right? Yeah. The 8 Kamavajra Vibhagas have 4 functions, Patisani, Bhuvanga, Chudi and the Dharamana. So again, when they are functioning as the Dharamana, they are not viti free. They are within viti. But when they are functioning as Patisani, Bhuvanga and Chudi, they are viti free. So since generally they are within viti also, we do not take them out when we say viti mutta chetas. So again, for Kamavajra realm, how many chetas?
89.
89. How many viti chetas?
80.
80. For Rupavajra realm, how many chetas?
9, 73. Or
64,
68.
64 plus 5.
69.
69.
69.
Yeah. And how many viti chetas?
64.
64. For Arupavajra realm, how many chetas?
46.
46. 42 plus 4. 46. How many viti chetas?
42.
42. Right. Okay, now the conclusion there is, thus the cognitive process connected with the 6 doors according to circumstances continues on uninterrupted as long as life lasts. So these thought processes, vittis, go on and on and on as long as life lasts. That is for this one life. Actually, they continue to arise and disappear in the next life also. Interrupted by the life continuum. Now, vittis do not follow another vitti, right? There must always be moments of bhavanga between one thought process and another, between one vitti and another. So, no vitti or no thought process can immediately follow another thought process. That means, for example, seeing thought process and hearing thought process, right? So, first there must be seeing thought process, and then there must be bhavanga movements intervening, maybe sometimes millions of bhavanga movements, or maybe any number. So, these thought processes go on and on and on during our lives, only interrupted by moments of life continuum, only interrupted by bhavanga moments. So these bhavanga moments are like buffer buffer zones between thought processes. That is why when we show a diagram of thought process, we put both at the beginning and at the end bhavanga moments. So to show that bhavanga moments precede and bhavanga moments follow each thought process. Okay, this is the end of the 4th chapter. Or we can end it here, or if you want to go into details about different individuals, you can do so. But at this stage of your knowledge, I think enough if you understand just for the beings in general, say Tihetuka Puthujana in general, Sotapanna in general, and so on. And after you become familiar with just these plain explanations, then you can go into those details and try your hand at finding out, say, how many jhanas go with Tihetuka Puthujana, with jhana, without jhana, and so on. Or you can go back to this chart on page 182 and find them out easily. So I think if you have time, you make cards like this or like this. This is Dukati Ahituka Puthujana 37. And then Sukati Ahituka and Dukati Dvihetuka, like this. So they are very handy and easy for easy reference. They are very good. Okay.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
How's your familiarity with the chart?
Yeah.
Has it gone a little stale? Why not practice? No, I think there is still time, right? Yeah. So 89 or 121 types of consciousness. So the first column, what? Tell me the name of the types of consciousness. The first column, akusala. And then the next 3 columns, ahituka. And then the next 3 columns, kama, vajra, sobhana. The next 3 columns, rupa, vajra. The next 3, arupa, vajra. And the remaining, lokuttara. Good. Then, which are the kama, vajra consciousness? How many kama, vajra consciousness?
54.
54. And they are
12 akusala,
12 akusala, 18 ahitukas, 24 kama, vajra, sobhanas. Which are the mahagatas?
27.
27. 15 rupa vajras and 12 arupa vajras. And what do you call these types of consciousness? 54 kama vajra and 27 mahagata.
Loki Vinyana.
Lokiya, Monday.
Monday.
Monday types of consciousness, 81, right? Okay. How many lokuttara cetas are there in brief? 8. And in detail? 40. Okay. Now, Let us see. Mahagata and Lokuttara. How many first jhana chetas?
11.
First jhana chetas?
11.
11. Second jhana chetas?
11.
11. Third jhana chetas?
11.
Fourth jhana chetas?
11.
Fifth jhana chetas?
23.
23, right? That means three fifth jhana chetas from Rupa Vajra, all 12 are Rupa Vajra chetas, and fifth jhana chetas from Magga and Phala. Altogether 8. So altogether 23. So first jhana 11, second jhana 11, third, fourth jhana 11, fifth jhana 23. What do we need to know? Okay, 12 akusala chetas. How many are accompanied by somanasa?
4.
4. How many by ubekha?
6.
6. How many by domanasa?
2.
2. Now, iduka chetas. How many are accompanied by somanasa?
2.
Asitupada and santirana. And how many accompanied by ubekha?
14.
14, right? Yes. How many accompanied by dukkha?
1.
1. By sukha?
1.
1. Very good. And Kamavajra Sopana 24. How many accompanied by Somanasa?
12.
12. How many accompanied by Upekha? 12. Good. Rupavajra 15. How many accompanied by Somanasa? 12. How many by Upekha? 3. Arupavajra. How many accompanied by Somanasa?
None.
None. How many accompanied by Upekha? 12. 20 Magachetas. How many accompanied by Somanasa?
16.
16. And how many accompanied by Upekha? 4. And 20 Phalachetas. How many accompanied by Somanasa? 16. How many by Upekha? 4. Very good. So, in 121 types of consciousness, how many accompanied by Somanasa?
All together. So Manasa 62, but
Right. And Upekha?
55.
55. Domanasa?
2.
2. Dukkha? 1. And Sukha? 1. If you don't know, just say red dots and blue dots. Okay. Let's find out. Hetus, right? Okay. Now, among 12 akusala chetas, how many accompanied by 2 hetus?
2. 10.
10. How many accompanied by 1 hetu?
2.
Last 2, right? Very good. And then we skip ahetukas. Because they do not
No root.
right?
Yeah.
Then 24 Kamavajra Sopana chetas. How many accompanied by 2 hetus? 12. How many by 3?
12.
12. So 12 2 hetukas and 2 hetus and 12 3 hetus. Here 2 and 3 means 2 means aloba and adosa, and 3 means aloba, adosa, amoha. Again, we go back. In akusala, 2 hetus mean loba and dosa, and 1 hetu means 2 hetu means loba and moha, or dosa and moha, and 1 hetu means moha only. Okay. Now Mahagata Chetas and Lokottara Chetas, only 3 hetus, always accompanied by aloba, adosa, and amoha. Good. You want to go to function? Yeah? Okay, functions. Akusala Chetas, what function?
Javana, one
Javana function. Okay. Then seeing consciousness.
One function. Seeing.
One function, seeing. Hearing consciousness, one function. And then smelling consciousness,
One function.
smelling function. Tasting consciousness,
One
tasting
function.
function. Body consciousness,
One function.
one function. And then 2 receiving consciousness,
One function.
one function. What?
Receiving.
Receiving. Okay, now Somanasa Sandirana.
Two function.
2 functions.
Yeah.
What?
Investigating and Tadalamana.
Right. And then 2 Ubbeka Sandiranas.
5 function.
5 functions. Patisandhi, Bhavanga, Chuti, Sandirana,
And
and
Tadalamana.
registration. Yeah. And then Panchadwara Vajana.
one function.
One function. What?
Vajana
Function. Adverting function. Manodwara Vajana.
2 function.
2 functions. What?
Avajana and determination.
And determination. Right. And then Hasitobala.
1 function.
1 function. Javana function.
Yeah.
Right. Kamavajara Kusala.
1 function.
1 function. Javana. Kamavajara Vipaka.
4 function.
4 functions. Patisandhi, Vanga, Chuti,
And Tadalamana.
Tadalamana. And then Kamavajara Kriya.
1 function.
1 function. Rupavajara Kusala.
1 function.
1 function. Rupavajara Vipaka.
3 function.
3 functions. Patisandhi, Bhavanga, and Chuti. Rupavajara Kriya.
1 function.
1 function. And then Arubhavajara Kusala.
1 function.
1 function. Arubhavajara Vipaka.
3 function.
3 functions. And Arubhavajara Kriya.
1 function.
1 function. All Magga Chetas.
1 function.
1 function. Phala Chetas.
1 function.
1 function. Very good. Okay. Let's stop here.
Đúng rồi.